And welcome in. Happy holidays. We are just a few days away from 2025. So, in this live stream, I want to talk about how we can get grant money. I want to give you a more insight of the best ways that you can come up with a grant writing strategy. And then, lastly, I want to open up the floor for any questions or concerns and things like that about grants. Okay. Now that we are going into 2025, there is some new funding opportunities out here that you don't want to miss out on. Every year, right? You guys, if you're not new to this, you know me. I've been writing grants for over 9 years. I've helped over 800 small business owners, startups, and innovators get grant money, right? Which is debt free money. Grants is debt free rewards that you can get from entities, private sectors, and other big businesses that just simply want to help you with your idea and your startup. Now, it is true that you can actually get funding and you can actually get grant money to start a business, but you have to be properly prepared. So in this live stream now, I'm going to show you how to be properly prepared, and I want us to actually dive deeper into your specific business industry, okay? I know a lot of us out there definitely is looking for some sort of funding, some sort of easy way to get out. But in 2025, the easy route is no longer going to be there, okay? So I want you guys to have clarity and reassurance on what it really truly means to be a upstanding, resourceful entrepreneur, and I want you to, kick your entrepreneurship journey off with a good start, okay? So let's get into it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome on in. So, for those of you who don't know, I got rich off of grants and off of an actual grant opportunity. I'm here in Nigeria and I've been living in Nigeria for the last 4 months. It's been nothing but a welcoming and humbling experience. I've been able to spiritually get closer to God, and every day since I stepped foot on the motherland, I've literally been developing spiritually, emotionally, financially, and my mindset. So, I'm here to influence you all right, to be the best versions of yourself. All right, so let's get down to it. Grants. Like I stated before, grants is free, debt free money. You don't have to pay back, right? You can get this grant money from like Amazon, Walmart, or any other private sector. A private sector could be like your local government, or it can be like just an actual investment group that just so happens to want to give out charitable rewards, which is grants instead of investments. So, where do we find these grants? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and give you all the grant sauce. You would visit these three main websites to find these grants, okay? The main three websites that I use to search and apply to grants is grants.gov, grantwatch.com, and HelloSkip. Now, there's tons of other grants out here, grant search engines and things like that that you can, use. But those are the three main ones that I use. Grants.gov will be for those more seasoned business owners. So if you have been in business for at least 2 years or more, you would see that those grants there are more in your favor. Also, government grants are posted there. That is like the government website for all grants. So through grants.gov, that is actually where you would see a lot of grants for if you want to do some commercial real estate, if you want to build any infrastructure, agriculture grants, grants for marine life, right? Healthcare grants, technical grants, right? So those government funded grants will be on grants.gov. Now, the second website I gave you is grantwatch, okay, watch.com. Now, that is a grant search engine that you can use to find all grants that serve in your favor. Now, towards the end of this live stream, I'm actually going to start searching for grants for you because I want to reassure you of all the opportunities that you actually have. So I'll show you exactly how to use GrantWatch in just a few minutes here. So GrantWatch is a $40 a month subscription. I want to be fully transparent with you. So if you decide that you want to take this grant writing journey seriously, then definitely sign up for the $40 a month subscription. If you do plan on writing grants, one grant a day for the next 3 months. Now, the third website I use is HelloSkip. HelloSkip is a third-party app that you can use that has like a carousel, or it hosts like, at least about 20 to 30, grants or so. That's not a grant search engine though. HelloSkip is simply a certified nonprofit organization that helps other small business owners and persons get funding. So not only will you find grant opportunities there, but you'll also see that they help with loans, lines of credit, and credit cards as well. It's a really amazing business resource tool, and it gives you some insight and information on, how to do things like get different certifications, like, the Minority Business Enterprise certification, right? So, HelloSkip is an app and a business resource tool that you can use, but it will not be the end all be all when we're talking about searching for grants. Now, out of the three main websites I gave you, the best website I would suggest to you all, for those of you who have never heard of grants before, and this is your first time searching and applying to grants yourself, HelloSkip. The reason why I would recommend HelloSkip is simply because HelloSkip is very easy to comprehend, right? So the questions that they're asking are very direct and straightforward. In addition to that, they have artificial intelligence embedded inside of their app that will assist those who have a hard time with orchestrating a thorough, polished, and professional answer. So HelloSkip would serve as that starter for those of you who are just getting into grants. Now, the key to winning grants is always, with any situation, is being properly prepared. You need to have these three key documents and credentials in order for you to be properly prepared for these grants. You need to have a business plan, a pitch deck, and a 90-second pitch video. A business plan, all right? So a business plan, of course you've heard of this before. It's a thorough document that outlines your mission, vision, values, and all of these other key indicating factors and explains thoroughly from start to finish how you plan to make money within the next 5 years. This is a thorough 5-year comprehensive plan that should have different financial projections and all kind of stuff inside of this document. Having a business plan shows that you are a properly prepared business owner and that you are really serious about taking your idea to the next level. All right, so a pitch deck. A pitch deck is pretty much a PowerPoint version of your business plan, right? So now that we have all of the key factors, right? We know what our mission, vision, value is. We know what type of product or service we're putting out there. We know who our target audience is. Now it's time to put that in a PowerPoint slideshow so that way it can be more aesthetically appealing and we can use this pitch deck or this piece of information or this piece of document to be able to pitch our product and services to other individual third parties like investors, grantors, and lenders who would, like to give us some money to get started. So you need to have a pitch deck, all right? The pitch deck is going to allow you to get on Zooms and pitch about your business and your idea. And you'll also be able to use some of these slides just to help you out with, marketing your product or service. Now let's move on to the 90-second pitch video. Every business must have some sort of commercial, right? Every business needs to have a video that outlines exactly what their product or service is. We're living in a digital world, so everything will be bought online. And as we're moving forward from 2025 on and beyond, and if you guys aren't noticing, there's so many brick and mortar physical stores that are being closed down now because online shopping is a thing. Matter of fact, live shopping is a thing as well. So because we're going into this new way of shopping, right, and it's becoming more globally accepted, right? Everybody is shopping online. Well, that means that they're finding the products and services that they need online as well. And one way that they do that is by using different social media platforms and websites. So it will be so much easier for someone to search for you and also to, purchase your product or service and feeling confident that your product or service is exactly what they need if they actually have a 90-second pitch video that outlines what the product or service is, what's the problem and then how you're solving the problem, and then exactly why we should shop with you. So the 90-second pitch video is something very, very vital to your business development process because it serves as a commercial and it shows that you've actually put some effort into the thought of, hey, really trying to market yourself. So many of you all are out there and you say, I need some funding for marketing, but you lack the resources to show that you've actually even tried to even market yourself for free. Starting your entrepreneurship journey depending on an opportunity is the exact opposite of what these lenders are looking for. They're looking for a resourceful entrepreneur, somebody who can make something out of nothing. And that has to be you. Going into 2025, the way that we're going to get funding is going to be much more challenging. So it's very important that you are extremely thorough, polished, and professional when you are going for these opportunities. So let's recap. We went over what a grant is, which is debt-free money that you can definitely get to kickstart your business. No matter what business industry you're in, no matter what sex, gender, ethnic group, or race you are, you can get a grant, okay? we've also talked about the three main websites that you need to go to find grants, which is grants.gov, grantwatch.com, and Hello Skip. Out of the three I stated, I would suggest Hello Skip will be the first ones that you get started with. I will also explain to you the three key documents that you need to have, right, in order for you to be properly prepared for these grants. Now let's talk about how you can actually win. There's 4 different ways you can win a grant. One way is through a random raffle, right? So that's literally when you submit an application and they randomly do an online raffle and they just randomly choose any of the entrepreneurs that submitted a grant application. The second way you can win a grant is through a pitch competition. So a pitch competition is like Shark Tank, right? That's when you are presenting your product or service in front of a panel of judges. And what they do is they determine, whether your product or service is worth an investment. The third way you can win a grant is also by a judgment. So this is when those questions on the application are very direct and very thorough. And so they are requesting a polished, professional, thorough answer back. And so those are the type of grants that you want to make sure that you are very militant on the answer, right? You're very thorough on your answer. That's what I mean. And then the last but not least way, right? The fourth way that you can win a grant is through a actual first come, first serve opportunity. So first come, first serve opportunities, we usually see this with disaster funding. And, during this year, we've seen a lot of weather disasters, natural disasters going on, right? From California all the way to Florida. All of these hurricanes and stuff like that that's been going on. Well, for those small business owners and entrepreneurs who have been economically and physically affected, they get to apply to SBA grants and different advances and stuff that they can get. Right? But those are first come, first serve opportunities, right? And you also have to be located in that specific zip code or area where the disaster actually happened. So in most cases, with those first come, first serve grant opportunities, those are usually government funded opportunities, and they usually go for when the disasters happen. Now, the 4 main ways that you can actually win a grant. Okay, we went over the 4 ways: through a raffle, a pitch competition, a judgment, and then, first come, first serve opportunity. Now, the key to actually winning grant is by consistently applying. Because you got to keep in mind that these grants, it's a 50-50 chance that you'll win. There's no 100% guarantee that you would actually win a grant because you're competing against other entrepreneurs, well-deserving entrepreneurs just like yourself. So because we understand this is a competition and because we're going into 2025, we must be prepared for this stuff. And on top of that, we have to be consistent with applying. You have to consistently go for these opportunities, okay? And they're not going to come easy in 2025. So let's get down to it. So consistently applying, what does that look like? Okay. When you are consistently applying to grants, you want to apply to 1 grant a day. I watched a really amazing podcast of Coach K. She's another amazing grant writer. And she stated something, and this is actually true because I have of my experience. If you apply to 1 grant a day, that's about 30 grants in 1 month. And out of the 30 qualifying grants that you have applied to, you should get approved to at least 2. That could be 2 $20,000 opportunities, $200,000 opportunities, $2 million opportunities. There's levels in this grant world, just like there's levels in the loans, lines of credit, and credit world as well. Right. You can get a credit card for $500, or you can even go as low as doing your own secured credit card. But on the grant side, you can get a grant as low as $100, and it can go all the way up into hundreds of millions of dollars. But it just all depends on exactly what your business idea is and, how much funding do you need and why. Okay, so stay with me now because I'm about to search for some grants for y'all. And I want to show you I want to express to you what a really good grant writing strategy would be for you. And I'm hoping that you will be consistent on it. When we're talking about getting funding, if you all feel like or deem that you don't have the time to sit down and apply and search and apply to these grants, because I believe most small business owners, they don't go for these grant opportunities because you guys lack the time or the knowledge. And I've been doing this for 9 years. I've been on YouTube for about 6 years. And I've been high key rank on Google when it comes to grants for years. Okay. So can't say this information is not out there, But I understand that most individuals don't even know what a grant is to be able to search for this. Totally get it. So, with that being said, when you're getting into this grant world, take your time if you're going to do this yourself. Most small business owners who hire a grant writer, because you can hire a grant writer like myself, most small business owners who hire a grant writer, they are usually seasoned businesses. They're already making some sort of revenue. And so what they do is they hire a grant writer on their team, right? It's like hiring someone as your employee who's going to consistently apply to grants for you. So you need to have this in your payroll budget, is what I'm saying. But if you're in your startup phases, right, and you're trying to get some money now, well, then you can always watch my YouTube videos and just like you're here right now, and you can just go for these opportunities yourself. Experience is the best teacher. Experience is the best teacher, okay? So I advise getting a grant writer when you are already, you know, established, right? You're already making some profits. You don't want to put so much of a burden or so much of a financial burden on yourself in the startup phases. You know what I mean? Okay, cool. So let's get down to it. Now, when you are applying to a grant, some of you all need to make sure that you properly understand what your product or service is and how you can deliver exactly what it is. I've noticed just in 2024 alone, I'm just giving you guys my transparent data, right? In 2024 alone, I've came across so many of you all, right? And so many of you all have amazing ideas, products, and services, but you are not being persistent and you're not being, consistent on staying on top of developing your company. And the reason with that being is, either you got demotivated, life is life, and or you probably came to a point in your business where it's like you need more money, right? Well, if you got to that point, then we need to think about what opportunities you went for this year, right? And I always ask that question. And then when the types of opportunities you went for, right? What was your experience like, right? And did you really go hard for it? Because some of you all applied to loans, lines of credit, credit cards, and grants and stuff. You got responses. And then when you got responses, you didn't complete the necessary steps. Kind of dropped the ball. So what happened there? Some of you all have been watching me for the last 2-3 years. And you know how this grant things go. But it's hard for you to be consistent. And you're still in the same spot from 2 years ago from when you first discovered me. So I'm asking genuinely. I'm not trying to project anything on you. I'm not trying to be this mean girl. I'm just genuinely trying to work through the thought and the emotions and the idea and exactly the mindset of why we're not being consistent in scaling. I'm going to be transparent with you. All right. You guys are consistently watching me scale my business. You're currently watching me expand my business globally. I can't stop, won't stop. Okay. And even when I'm developing and expanding, yes, I told you this on the last live stream that in 2024 I fed into my doubts, negative thinking. So even though I'm expanding my business globally, I still didn't do this perfect. You get what I'm saying? And I definitely missed out on opportunities as well. I'm taking accountability for my own stuff. I also, because I entertained my negative thoughts and my doubts, right? Because I didn't believe you guys will want to keep doing this grant thing. So because I entertained those things, I didn't allow myself to put certain, filters in place or things in my business for it to flow properly. I'm being transparent with you, right? So if I could be honest and take accountability for that, then it's okay, we got to sit back and look at the drawing board. Here's where I fumbled the ball. And in 2025, I vow that I won't do that again. Here is the solution to help me out with not committing the same exact cycle or creating a cycle, right? So I want us to think through that mindset for a second. How did we drop the ball? Why did we purchase LLCs and not make any money with them, right? Because LLCs is money, you guys. LLCs is money. When you purchase an LLC, that's the money. That's investment. When you get an EIN, that's money, right? So I'm trying to figure out like why did we drop the ball? And I also believe the mindsets of you guys are thinking too far ahead, and a lot of you guys are not doing what's called product or project management. Hey everybody, hey, I'm interested. I'm interested in grants for skincare products. Awesome, it's amazing. Thank you. So product management, right? I want to talk about because I've noticed not a lot of people talk about this. Product management is the process of your entire life cycle from, your development launch to and beyond, right? So a lot of y'all don't do product or project management. You know what I mean? So that means like what from start to finish, what does that execution strategy style look like? Literally, step by step. Yesterday, we went over business foundations. So I gave you guys a spreadsheet, and the entire spreadsheet is about 14 steps in chronological order of exactly what you need to do to be a profitable business in the United States. Some of the questions that I got in the comments was a little bit concerning. Like, oh, can my business address be this? Can my LLC and business address be different? That question was actually concerning. Your LLC address is your business address. The LLC is the business. So, product management, right? Looking at what you have, analyzing what your goals are, knowing who your customer is, right? From start to finish, what does that look like? We're going to have an actual full like Zoom. I think not Zoom, but we should have like a full thing on like product management, what that looks like and how to develop like an execution strategy. But I believe you guys kind of already know. If you know how to create a to-do list, that's low-key execution strategy. But you just have to chronological, like put it in order, okay? We'll talk about that another day. Let's stay focused on grants. All right, so I want us to go, now that you know everything that you need to know about grants, because we went over like, how to search and apply for grants, things like that. I'm going to use grantwatch.com. I'm going to find grants for you guys. I want to show you how many grants that are available to you. Grantwatch.com is, like I said, it's a $40 a month subscription. You guys can sign yourself up for it, and you can use this search engine, all right, to find grants that serve in your favor. All right, so I'm logging in right now, and then I'm going to, grants was always, okay. All right, let's get down to it. All right, so what I want you guys to do, all right, for everybody who's joining me right now, I want you to put your business industry in what city and state you're located in, all right? So, or what state you're located in. So give me the business description, right? So what is your business? You can say healthcare, you can say beauty, skincare, you can say hair care, technology, you can say apps. So whatever your business or your idea is, I want you to drop it in the comments and put your state, okay? All right, and then so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find a grant. I'm going to show you. Now, keep in mind that after I find a grant for you, or not a grant, once I show you how many grants is available for you, what's going to happen after that? Like once I find that you have 300 grants available for you, then what? I'm like genuinely asking. Then what? Like, are you going to go and apply? And then are you going to consistently apply? Okay, so that's why I asked y'all the question. Think about it, okay? Because I notice a lot of people are like, can you find a grant for me? I'll find a grant. But then once you see the application, you see what the application requires, are you going to get spooked and are you going to run away? You know what I mean? So, got to be serious. This is for only the serious business owners. Okay, let's see. Hello. All right. Good morning from Richmond, Virginia, and she's in real estate. So the thing about real estate is there's no grants in the real estate space. The reason why is because real estate is one of those top earning industries. It's just one of those industries that require you to already come with money and to also come, it requires like your own assets, right? So there, we don't see any grants specifically for real estate. Also, unless you decide that you want to do like neighborhood revitalization, right? So if you're going to do like a urban or underserved area, you're going to go there and you're going to like redo the entire area. Well, if that is your plan, then you can possibly get a grant for that. And how the process works with that is you need to come with your like there's like different types of contracts that you need to come with. You also have to already have a real estate portfolio, and you also have to have a certain amount of income too. So that is a government grant. And because it is a government grant, you also have to be mindful of what is expected or what the goals are for that zone, right? And you know this in real estate, right? So, or depending on like how far you are in your real estate journey. So because of that, you would go for like those government grant opportunities, which would kind of be like government contracts. And because they are like government contracts, you will need to provide not only just your usual licenses and regulatory licenses to be able to do real estate, but in addition to that, you need to provide them with your entire plan of what you are going to do in with that particular neighborhood. If you want to get a grant because you simply want to, you want to offer affordable housing, well, you will not get a grant for that because that is the government's job. Congratulations, you got into the real estate industry that requires you to be a big boy as soon as you step in. And I pray that you actually, flourish in that. Okay, it's not easy. And going into 2025 with DEI, opportunities no longer being there, that means also opportunities specifically for women, not even thinking about your race. Any opportunities that are discriminatory, right? So whether it's for only for women, only for LGBTQ plus, only for persons of color, those opportunities are no longer going to be available under this new presidential administration. So they used to put government contracts aside specifically for women and persons of colors for whatever it is. You always had to have. It was just like a rule. But now that we're under this new presidential administration, everybody has the opportunity, right? So because everybody has opportunity, you are now competing with the richest, the most well-connected, and the smartest. Good luck on your journey. Hello, my business is herbal healthcare for skin and beauty, as well as clothing and styling. Awesome. So did you start your business already, and how far are you? Do you have a website to where all of us can go visit right now and we can start shopping with you? It's the holidays. So her business is herbal healthcare for skin and beauty, as well as clothing and styling. So those are two different industries. You have, skincare, right? And then you have retail or fashion. So there's two different industries. So I'm just going to pick one. I'm just going to put in Georgia. And I hope when you set your business up that your NAICS codes are different. I hope you know that. Like your SIC and NAICS codes needs to be different in your business development process because those are two different business industries. You got retail and fashion, and then you got actual skincare. Okay, so so let me see. Let's see here what you have. Okay, we got Georgia, and then I'll put like beauty because they're pretty like straightforward. Good morning. Hello, cleaning service in Texas. Okay, I'll search for one. So for those of you who are coming in, I'm actually searching for grants for you so I can show you how many opportunities you have. Once I find these grants for you, my question to you is, what is going to be your next step? Now that you know that there is going to be grants out here available to you, what is the next step? What are your intentions with knowing this information? All right, so let's see here. Okay, so, and then we have, we got health and, no. And so when you come here, let me show you guys what it looks like really quick. When you come here to grantwatch.com, sorry, it's definitely not clean. 1 second. There we go. All right, so when you come here to grantwatch.com, all right, sign yourself up. It's not free. It's not free at all. It's $40 a month, okay? But this is a grant search engine. This is where you will find grants for nonprofits, grants for small businesses, grants for individuals, and federal grants. All right. So you would come here, and I would usually click on grants for small businesses. I'm under that tab. And then I would just put in the location, and then you would select a category that your business is under, right? So as you can see, education, energy, faith-based, all kinds of stuff, right? So you have all of this information here. You can click on whichever one that serves in your favor for your particular business industry, okay? So we have here our good friend, Kels is in the building. Kels, I asked you a question. Do you have a website we can go to so we can shop? Don't be scared if not, just like literally say that. Somebody here might have expertise in developing a website that can possibly do it for free simply because you're on here. We fellowship on here. We ain't scared. Scared money don't make none. So let me know if you got the website so we can go on there and shop with you. Small business. Okay, and then search grants. Now, I'm searching grants. All right, let me show you how many opportunities you have. It's searching right now. You see, it's running. I clicked on search grants. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm in Africa, so like my internet can be like a bit slow. Yeah, see, it's being slow right now. Hold on, because it's doing it, but it's a bit slow. Let me see what you guys saying while this is trying to come up, because I don't know. Reload. Okay, let's see. Good morning. I've taken the certification grant writing course, but Shelby, I'm having such a hard time obtaining grants for my clients. I really need your help. I am in Louisiana. So have you been using the three main websites, which is, grants.gov, grantwatch.com, Hello Skip? Like, you have to use these grant search engines to find grants. And then also, you must understand how to comprehend exactly what the grantors are requesting. If you don't comprehend it, then yes, you will definitely have a challenge. Okay. If you are using grants.gov only to find grants for your clients, I'm sorry and I regret to inform you that sometimes grants.gov, because it's a government website, uses vocabulary words that we deem that in the real world and in the personal world that it might mean this thing, but when we're talking about the grant world, it means something totally different. When you get your grant writing certification, they don't explain to you how they don't go over really key vocabulary words. Or unless maybe they changed it, right? Because I did my certification almost 10 years ago. All right, so finally came up. All right, Kels, here you go from Atlanta. All right, you got 303 grants found for you. All right, hold on. This is to relocate to California if you wanted to. But usually when I come here, all right, you see Georgia. I picked 5 categories that serves in her favor because we know that Kels is a woman, a black company. Because I just looked at her picture. It was just so cute. Kels Blessed Life, okay, from Atlanta. So and so what we did was we selected all the categories that pretty much she qualifies for. So she qualifies for 303 grants right now, which means she can afford to apply to one grant a day. One grant a day is 364 days, 364 grants that you're giving yourself a chance at. I mean, 64 days or 60 days or 61 days that she won't be applying to grants. That's fine. That means that she get weekends. She get weekends off. 303 grants found. All right. Now, usually when I come here, I like to start on the last page because usually I found that with this particular website, the last page, all right, usually is where they put the new grants. Okay. You see that blue? It says new grants to Georgia businesses for capital improvement projects. You can get $5,000. All right, to Georgia businesses in eligible regions for capital improvement projects. Funding is intended to maintain the public facing whatever with historical buildings, things like that. Now, when you come here, you need to read each grant, obviously, and you need to make sure that it serves in your favor. It's going to bring up a whole bunch of grants in your local area. It's going to bring up grants that is for you as women. 303 grants found. Out of the 303, you might actually qualify for, let's say, who knows, like 50 to 100. We don't know. So it's important for you to go through all of these. And what you want to do is you want to copy the name of the actual grant. So look, you'll click on view full grant, but here's where you need to pay the $40 a month subscription. All right, you would copy the name of the grant, and then you would actually get the direct link of the grant, right? The direct link to the grant, which should take you to wherever. Hold on. Let me go back. You'll get the direct link to the grant, as y'all can see. All right, $45 a month. That's how much it is. And then once you get that information, you want to put it on a spreadsheet and just create a spreadsheet that will allow you to go through like all these grants and you can apply to them individually. So you want to use grantwatch.com, find all the grants that serve in your favor, put the information on the spreadsheet, and just go ahead and use your spreadsheet, which will serve as your grant list, your own free grant list. Well, not even free because you pay $40 a month for the subscription, but this, you created your own grant list. If you think about it, you could sell the grant list so you can get your $40 back, right? But you can create your own grant list for whatever month that you're in, and then you could just like apply to grants yourself, right? You can do that. So yeah, you can always do that, and and just keep applying to grants yourself. Now, the grant writing process is not an easy process. This is not always a thing where you're going to put in your business information and it's going to be like a 2-minute application. No, you have some grant applications that actually takes you weeks. All right. So when we're going for these opportunities, you got to be dead serious. And most people that get awarded a grant, like rewarded an actual grant, like especially high ticket grants, like 30K, 50K, 100K, those $1 million grants. The most I've ever gotten somebody funded is $2.5 million. And I believe it was last year. It was last year. Last year or whatever, or so, whatever the case may be, 750K, right? I think this year was 250K I did for somebody. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to broadcast hers because she, got a board of investors as well, and they're very confidential. I wish I could have, put her reward out there when I did. When she first got the approval, she instantly told me, "Yeah, we can't do that. We can't do that." I said, "Okay." But so you can go through my YouTube, you can see all the wins and all that stuff. You can Google me and all that great stuff. So I'm not lying. But even when you go to the Grand Tour's website and you see the winners there, like you want to look at how they won, right? And you'll see that the way that they won these grants is they provided a lot of documentation and thorough information to explain what their product or service is and why we should care and how it is going to be commercialized, how it's scalable, how it's needed, how it's impactful, right? Cool. So, all right, there you go, Kels. Enjoy. I hope that you take these tips and you go ahead and search and apply to grants yourself. You guys can always book a $47 one-on-one consultation with me. I can give you some of your own sauce or whatever you want, right? We can do business, strategies, execution strategies together, whatever it is, or go over your business plan to make sure you're properly prepared for these grants. You can visit superchargemybusiness.com. All right, so let's move forward. We have Texas. Texas, and then you're a cleaner, so climate, so it will be like janitorial. All right, let's search. All right, so I'm searching for grants. I put in 4 categories for you. You are in Texas. You are the category you will be in, or the top industry is janitorial, right? And so here we go. You have 320 grants that's available to you. Okay, like I said, I usually like to start from the back. All right, and then bada boom, bada bing. Okay, you'll see some new grants in here. So yeah, grants to Texas businesses, all kinds of good stuff, $300 grants. So there you go. You have some grants, 50K. Okay. So 320 grants found for you in Texas. So you have those opportunities for you. Same exact advice. Make sure you have your business plan, pitch deck, all that stuff together. And then when you're in janitorial businesses, like especially with those type of service-based businesses like plumbing, roofing, janitorial, as long as you have your regulatory licenses for it, like because each place is different. I don't know, like each state is different. As long as you have your regulatory license for whatever service you're providing, if it's needed, then you can go ahead and start today with the resources that you currently have, right? So some of you all want to get into like non-emergency transportation, or you want to do medical courier services. Well, you can use your personal car for that, right? You just have to upgrade your insurance to like commercial insurance. Or you can always use Uber and Lyft, right? And then you can factor that, how much that will be inside of your business overhead. Okay. So yeah, let's see. And then so clean service. Yep. Chicago real estate for low income. Nope, Kelly, they don't have any real estate, especially not in Chicago. Because yeah. I'm sorry, I have delay in my internet. So no, I don't currently have a whole website up and running. I sell my products from word of mouth currently. What? So do you want to scale? So do you want to scale? I can't believe you're here. I thought you were a scam, Trump said, but I think you're not. Let's see. Start to apply. Yes, absolutely. You got to start to apply. Yeah, Kelly, and I explained this to Living in Richmond, VA with Sharice. So Kelly live in if you scroll through, someone was from like Sharice is from Richmond, Virginia. She's in real estate. You are in Chicago. You're in real estate, and you want to do real estate for low income families. And I explained to you, and I would say this again in real estate. You know what I mean? Like that's when we're talking about providing opportunities for low income families. They won't give you a grant for that. That's like the government's taking care of that. Like there's actual programs, government funded programs that assist with that. I sell my products from word of mouth. Okay. All right. Morning. Thank you for your time. I'm in North Carolina and I have a holistic wellness business where I have a mobile salt cave and offer VR salt there, red light therapy, and more inside the electric van. That's super dope. All right. So, North Carolina, let's see. And so, do you need funding or like, obviously you're here, but like what has your journey been like? Let's see, North Carolina, holistic healing. I'm going to put in health and medical because it's kind of like under there. Yep, that's what it's under. And quality of life. All right, so you qualify for 6 of these categories. So I chose 6 categories. I haven't changed yet because we're still in with Texas thing. So I put in North Carolina. Yeah, I chose all 6 categories that you qualify for, and I hit search. All right. So as I hit search, you qualify for 321 grants. All right, 321 grants that you qualify for, and you can go through grantwatch.com and you can find, just take a look at them, dive deeper into each grant, and then just like, get the information and then determine whether or not that opportunity is for you. Okay. So 321 grants are available for you. Currently in the process of rebranding my website. Okay, don't take too long. I'm a veteran as well. Yes, absolutely. Okay, I have used grants.gov. Are there any grants for for-profit businesses? Yeah, that's exactly what we're going over. We're going over grants for all for-profit businesses. I only search and apply to grants for for-profit businesses mainly. I have only a selected few of nonprofits. I only approve 10 nonprofits annually because I'm a for-profit business and I like for-profit grants. No, I don't have one. Thank you. Yes. I'm currently looking at the website now. Thank you so much for your advice. Blessed to you, Queen. Love your vibe. Thank you. Are there any for social media like YouTube? So there was a grant out here for creators, and it was called the Changemakers Grant. And there was also a grant out here called the Stanley. It was provided by the Stanley Cup. Uh, and so those grants was specifically for like, content creators and stuff. So yeah, they have grants out here for content creators, but when we're talking about using grant search engines to find those grants for us as content creators and into entertainment and media, it can be a little bit of a challenge. So it's best that you actually join different groups that give out grants, right? Because a lot of these places that give out grants for social media influencers are like you have to be a part of the program, right? So let's say, for example, like it might like TubeBuddy, right? TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy is a third-party app that you can integrate with your YouTube that will help you out with, your titles and just help you out with developing your YouTube. Well, TubeBuddy gives out grants, right? And they also help out with free education and stuff. But you got to be subscribed with TubeBuddy so you would know that TubeBuddy would send you the email saying, hey, we're giving out a grant. So those places where you need to be subscribed under when you're, doing social media, and then also, what type of content creator are you, right? Are you a content creator are you just an influencer, right? A social media influencer? Or do you actually sell a product or service, right? Are you actually a entrepreneur, right? And using social media to sell your services and product. And if you have a service or product, then whatever that service or product is that you're selling by using social media as a tool to market, then you would get grants in that way. But if you are just simply an influencer, if you're a podcaster, things like that, then you want to go and join with these different like groups and networking groups. And believe it or not, those networking groups, they give out money, right? So another one would be like the Social Proof Podcast. Social Proof Podcast is they are educators by David Shands and Donnie Wiggins. They're partners, and what they do is they show you and they teach you how to start your profitable podcast. They've been able to make millions of dollars from their podcast, right? Well, they give out grants too, right? They give out grant funding, they give out information, they give out all that stuff. You wouldn't know if you are not joined with their community. So you need to have a community when we're talking about looking for funding for social media influencers. You need to have a community. That's where you would get that money from. Sometimes you would see, because we're on these apps, we would actually see a grant specifically for us. Like on my Instagram, I see grants that come up on all the time when I'm scrolling on my Instagram for social media influencers and stuff like that, right? We are looking for social media influencer, win $25,000, get a chance to hang out with not Dame Dash, but Dame and John, right? So, but if you are using these social media, if you're not searching for grants on the social media platforms that you are actually like influencing and using, then your algorithm won't bring that up, all right? So cool. Yes, more funding and more exposure. Wow, thank you so much. You're welcome. Yes, I do. Awesome. I'm a herbalist in New York. I have an EIN, etc. I offer herbal remedies and small batch products such as herbal infused soaps. Once I grow my own herbs, can I qualify for agriculture grants? Yeah, absolutely. Interesting that you guys are into like herbs and skincare because that's something I've been into. I currently have eczema, so while I'm out here in Africa, I've just decided to go ahead and buy land and then just, plant and just develop my own herbs. But I also have been able to physically go to the place, right, the farms and stuff like that. And I'm doing the footwork here in Africa to get the highest quality, herbs and the highest quality oils and the highest quality seeds and beans to be able to produce, those skincare products that will be of much higher quality than Aveeno and all of these other, watered down products that's in the U.S., right? So I'm so happy that you guys are here because it's like, and I'm not a herbalist. I'm not a herbalist at all. I just know that I have a skin condition that I've been living with, which is eczema. And I'm pretty sure that there's people out there and children out there that has been living with it and that's born with it as well. So I'm just out here finding the product that works for me. And I'm hoping that the product works for you. Right. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm not trying to sell a whole thing that I'm trying to be like the scientist, herbalist, or anything like that. Right. So very interesting. Well, yeah, of course, there's going to be grants out here for you. I just looked for a grant for Kels. Kels Blessed Life. She's here, so I would love for you guys to actually connect. Twisted Gardens and Kels. You guys have a similar business. Well, you guys should definitely collab and connect, right? Or just talk to each other and try to figure out how you guys can follow each other on social. But yeah, just like what I explained with Kels, you can definitely get a grant out here. There's most likely over 300 grants available for you. You said you're in New York. But the thing about New York is New York doesn't have a lot of grants for New York-based businesses unless you are one of the big boys. And it's only for persons of like personal interest. Like those are usually, that's like usually they already know who they're going to choose. All right, so I just searched for how many grants are available for you because I just want to show you. When you're looking for New York, you got New York and then New York City. So I just chose both of them. All right, I don't know what the difference is. And then you qualify for 6 of the categories. So I chose this, the 6 regarding you being an herbalist and stuff like that. And so you have actually 361 grants that you qualify for. All right. So yeah, use grantwatch.com and you can find some grants that serve in your favor there. All right. And then you can go ahead and apply. Perfect. All right. So beautiful. How do we recycle our connections? What do you mean? Definitely anyone hit my inbox, please. Absolutely. Twisted Gardens hit their inbox. See what you can do there. Go shop. Go shop. All right. So anybody else want to know how many grants is out here available? Once you know that there is over 300 grants available to you, what is going to be your next step? Are you actually going to apply? And when you're going to apply, are you going to be consistent? And what does your execution grant writing strategy look like? Right? Have you created a grant writing strategy? Have you even created a funding strategy? Right? So many of us are like, oh, I need funding, but you don't have what's called a funding strategy, right? So you need money, but you didn't map out exactly how you're going to go for the money, right? How you're going to go get the money. You just keep telling yourself, I need. Man, I need some money for marketing. Man, I need some money to expose myself. Man, I need some money for this. To be honest with you guys, marketing is free. It's free. It's free. It really is. It's really free. And you don't need money for marketing. And it's really embarrassing when on the application they ask you, what have you done to, create reach or create awareness around your service or product? And it's embarrassing when you say nothing. It's embarrassing when you say, due to lack of funding, we haven't been able to exercise any marketing strategy. Oh, so you're not resourceful. You don't know how to make something out of nothing. You don't want to be that person. So you got to think, you got to be serious about this, right? You got to be willing to get out here, and I don't even care if you feel like you look crazy. You got to be willing to get out here and look crazy and do the Girl Scout method, Girl Scout cookie method, and I don't care if you got to set up in front of whatever store. But you got to get your products and services out there. During Hurricane Milton, I was actually in Tampa, Florida, right? And I set up in the middle of a park in downtown Tampa, right? And what I did was I said, hey, free grant services, like just come push up. I'm gonna apply to this one grant for you and I'm gonna educate you, right? I also, because I started, like I did it on another side of the downtown. When I walked around the corner of the WeWork building, come to find out, like the city of Tampa, the small business place of the city of Tampa, the City of Tampa Small Business Development Center, right? They were actually doing something similar and said they were doing like a downtown, like office park. That's what they call it, office park. And so the office park is where they just allow you to come and use free Wi-Fi, and it's just like a outside outdoor co-working space in the middle of downtown Tampa. Well, I joined those amazing women over there, and they allowed me to have like network. They allowed me to have my own little desk, right? And I was just that extra grant writer there, just in case any other business owner that was coming up wanted to know, like, what is it like to get grants. I met a lot of tech companies, tech, like innovators, right? People who want to start in tech. So I did that because I wanted to create more of awareness around grants. And so when they go back to the drawing board and they search for grants, like grant writers near me, guess who's going to pull up? Yeah, 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 def- definitely. Yep, definitely. Yep. Since I grow my own herbs, can I qualify for? Yeah, absolutely. Since you grow your own herbs, you qualify for agriculture grants. Absolutely. Yep. And I'm happy you guys are like learning. Yeah, you do qualify. The thing about agriculture grants is that you have to have like, okay, so when you go for those grants through grants.gov, because you're going to find them through grants.gov, you got to have your paperwork. How much land do you have? This and that, because there's going to be some grants that they require you to have this amount. You have to have these type of requirements. So, be mindful of that, okay? So, but yeah, you can do it. Grantwatch.com. All right, grants.gov. You can find those agriculture grants there. Agriculture grants, farming grants, marine grants, healthcare grants, tech grants, some tech grants are, and then like industrial infrastructure, commercial development grants are very time consuming. All right, very time consuming. They're not quick turnaround times. Grants in general are not quick turnaround times. When you submit a grant application, you have to give the grantors, the other party, you have to give them 30 days to review your application and to let you know if you were selected. Keep in mind that it's a competition. So you're competing against other qualifying businesses as well. So you got to wait. You got to allow them to go through all of the necessary, applications to choose the best candidate. That's how it works. Okay. So that's why it's important that you apply to as many grants as possible, because you never know when you give yourself the chance of winning. It's like the more the merrier type of thing. And because we know it's the idea of the more the merrier, the more grants you apply, the more opportunities you're giving yourself, the more grants you will win, right? Because we know that that means that you have to consistently apply. That's the only way you win. That's the only way you win these grants, okay? Seriously. Like I said, you can apply to 30 grants and only get 30 qualifying grants out of these 300 and something I just told you guys you qualify for. And you can only get approved out of two, but you never know how much those two are. And you yourself, as an entrepreneur, you are the one that sets the funding requirement boundary, right? So if you're going for $500 grants, but you know that you need like $10,000 for phase one of your project, I mean, we can go for the $500 grants. Or you can set a boundary and say, I'm only going to apply to grants that are at least $5,000 or more, allowing myself not to waste time. Because if I know the ratio that I can get approved to 2 or 3 out of 30 grants, I want to make sure that my two opportunities are much greater than $500, or if not 10,000, close to it or doubling that. So you're the one that sets the boundaries on what type of grants you want to apply to. And like I said, it's levels to this stuff. If you want to, those are more lower ticket grants. So micro grants is what they're called. Micro grants, like the $200, $500, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, right? $5,000. Like those are like small micro grants. They're usually like startup grants, less than 10,000. And so those grants, They're usually raffles. Those are usually how when we win those. You submit the application, they randomly choose. All right, it's a random draw. And then for the more like, you know, medium ticket, let's say medium ticket grants, the usual grants, the grants is 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, 50,000, 100K, 200K, like those 250K, right, up to 250K. Then those are like those, general grants. And so with those grants, you have four different ways that you can win a grant out of those, which we went over earlier. And also with those grants, they can require you, they have requirements, right? They will require you to answer questions thoroughly. They will require you to sometimes upload your business plan and your pitch deck and your 90-second pitch video. They might want to have a Zoom call with you. And then when we're talking about high ticket grants, 250K, 350K, half a million, 1.2 million, 500 million. When we talk about those, the big leagues require you to have all of your, not only business tax returns and documents, personal tax returns and documents, but as well as all the other regulatory licenses needed to be operational. In addition to that, what your plan is. They don't want just a general business plan. They want you to break it down in phases. And then they operate differently. They operate totally different. Like with the high ticket grants, you're not going to get $1 million, $200 million up front. No, they'll give you a percentage, your percentage to take care of phase one. And then we'll revisit. So that's how those high ticket grants go. It's levels to this game, just like it's levels to everything else. Like it's levels to this game. You have to think about where you are and are you going to develop. In 2025, if you are not willing to do the things that you are not usually used to doing when we're talking about starting a business, developing, or working, and then this is going to be the year that you're going to have to do things that you're uncomfortable with in order for you to progress. Like getting into tech, getting into AI, understanding exactly what that looks like, actually investing your money in the right places. Because the world is changing. In 2025, it's officially a new world. This is the 4th year after COVID. 4 cool years. We literally pressed pause, and now we're about to press play in 2025. This year has ended that whole post-COVID thing. So whatever life we lived pre-COVID, during COVID, and these 4 years for post-COVID, we're now 2025 new world. Beta, like the generation that's being born in it, it's called beta, the beta generation. They're going to be able to experience, some of them are going to be able to experience a whole new century, like the 22nd century. So we're in a new world now where things that we did before is totally different. And so that goes for like development as well and mindset. Okay. Do you guys have any questions about like what we talked about? I feel like I'm just just going on and on. This is really good. I showed you guys like everything you need to know about grants. I showed you everything you need to know about grants. I can be honest with you on what I plan on doing with my grant business, even though I'm here in Africa, right? I'm here in Africa because I have a lot to do, like to continuing to develop infrastructure. I came out here because I'm helping out with I got a healthcare grant, and so I'm helping out with building a hospital, and I'm also helping them with developing the software, the hospital software. So that way, you know how in the U.S., right? In the U.S., you put in your social or whatever case may be, and you'll have your medical records. So in the U.S., doctors and medical records can be passed through easily, right? With a simple email, or you use the same system. So I'm helping with developing that software, right? So Yeah, there's grants out here for all kinds of stuff. I got a grant to just come out here to Nigeria and do that. So I won't be in the US anytime soon. So with my grant business, while I'm doing that as well as teaching you guys and educating you guys about grants, I'm also, I still have my grant writing team, right? I'm doing everything that I believe that I could put my mind to, right? Not stopping there, just being resourceful. And I'm not rich. I'm not rich. I'm not rich at all. Mm-mm. I believe in using every dollar that I have towards my dreams and goals. I don't believe in investing my money into like guilty and temporary pleasures. Yeah, and I know some of y'all got it. Like, I'll never forget one time. So funny. This is funny, but I'll never forget one time. I had a client, and I was like, this client, is from Washington D.C. or something like that. And if you go back on here or whatever, from like I think it was last year, y'all know I went to Washington D.C. before I actually like moved to Panama or whatever. So I think it was like 2 years ago. Or yeah, beginning of last year. And so um, this client, he was like, "Oh, I need this." He was so serious about the things that he needed. I need funding. I need funding. I need funding. So listen, you guys, we did the whole funding plan. I put him with some friends of mine that can get him some funding on the loan side. He did, you know, the grant thing with me. He just needed to do like his business plan and stuff. We didn't even get a chance to get to the point to writing grants, right? So then when I asked him questions about his business development, like, his business foundations, and when we went through the steps and I asked him, do you have this? Do you have that? Like, there's some things that he didn't have, like a website. You got your LLC EIN, but you don't have your website. You have your LLC EIN, but the address on your LLC and EIN is your personal home address. So he had so many inconsistencies. So I explained to him, that he needs to clean up some of this mess. You need to clean it up. You gotta clean it up, right? After I gave him his execution strategy, I gave him his task, right? Months had went by, weeks had went by, and I went to Washington D.C. and I found this person. I didn't at first. I was like, I didn't really pay attention because I was already there with a friend of mine. But in fact, I was there with the same guy who I introduced him to or whatever regarding like business funding and stuff. So, and and when I tell y'all no lie, when I was out at this like it was like this restaurant bar lounge thing, my boy was turning up at the bar, and then was so lit, came to me and was like, "Aren't you that girl from YouTube?" I'm the like reminded me of who he was and that I had a conversation with him, right? Because I never seen his face. It was a simple phone conversation. It was just like, I was just straightforward. That was it, right? A simple consultation. After I gave him his task, he was supposed to go to the drawing board, do what he needed to do, and then come back and say, okay, I finished all of these things. Let's move forward. My boy at the bar having a good time. Now you're trying to figure out why you don't have money for marketing? Do you see why you don't have money for whatever you're trying to do? Are you really serious? You in the club. You was in the club. You was in the bar. Spending your business money. You can't afford to be in here. You got a business, don't you, that you just told me a few weeks ago that you wanted to start? And now here I go. I'm just doing my usual network rounds, right? Because I'm in Washington for a networking event. So I'm actually at this bar at this lounge just catching up with a friend. We actually going over how our the networking event and all that stuff was going. So I actually already conducted business prior to me meeting that my client there at the bar, and it's like you turned up, and I'm like, yeah, you turned up, and now I see guilty pleasure, temporary pleasures. You got to let that lead that in 2024 because that's not financial. I don't even care what it is. Some of y'all actually spend money on too many things that is like wild, sex parties, orgy parties. Yep, culture. Paying for OnlyFans. I'm pretty sure if we brought up some of y'all bank accounts did from 2024 and really put it on, like if we really being fully transparent, and you take a look at what you spent, and you look at how much you spent in your vices, bad habits, and your guilty pleasures and temporary pleasures, just because you was whatever going through. Like, you gotta face the music. You gotta get through the adversity, man. It's temporary. It's not for long. So just let them temporary pleasures go. Matter of fact, it's statistically proven. This is why I invest in stock, the stock DEO. DEO, the stock DEO is named Diego. Diego owns all of the top shelf alcohol brands there is. You wanna know why I own a lot of shares in that stock? Because it is statistically proven that when America goes into a recession, that most American citizens spend their money in temporary pleasures. If I can put my money into like actual opiates and also cannabis, I would in the stock market, because it goes up. It goes up because people are running away from their adversities. You're running away from your problem because it's hard for you to sit with that conviction. Sit with it. Because guess what? If you sit with that conviction and you think through it and you think through it and you go to God and you go to God and you cry it out and you confess, I'm telling you the blueprint right now. I'm giving you the blueprint. And you take a little nap, right? And you take a little nap and you wake back up. You'll have a strategy. And when you have a strategy, you actually gotta execute it. You actually gotta work on it. And when you actually start working day by day on this and being disciplined, okay? Being militant day by day on working towards that strategy, you're disciplining yourself and you are actually putting that energy, all your energy into your business. Your business has no choice but to flourish. That's why I'm where I am today. That's why I be traveling the world and doing all kinds of stuff, right? Because I don't spend my money for real on no. And I listen, y'all know, if some of y'all know me, know me from a long time ago. Y'all know I used to smoke weed, all kinds of stuff like that, right? Smoke weed, drink, that was it. I ain't never do no pills, nothing like that. Little herbs, that's it. But when you serious about like you wanna reach this high, you got goals. When you serious, when you like are serious and you tired of being broke, you tired of living paycheck to paycheck, like when you really for real, like whatever temporary pleasures, whatever, when you notice that you've been spending money in your vices and bad habits, and those are the things that have actually been holding you back, and when you've noticed that you've been hanging around this environment purposely to self-sabotage yourself, but now you tired, you ready for a whole new life, you ready for something new, when you get to that point, hit me up. That's when you hit me up. Okay? Because that mindset got to change. The mindset has to change in order for things to move forward in 2025, okay? So that's how I'm able to continue to push forward and continue to, at least influence y'all and make awareness of the things that y'all do. Let me tell you something. My own dad, I love my daddy. I love my daddy, all right? I love my daddy. My daddy is a street dude. My daddy's my daddy's so for the streets to this day. To this day, he only stays within a 5-mile radius. He doesn't go outside his hood. That's just my dad to this day. Living to this day, okay? You can catch my daddy at the park, whatever, doing whatever, right? But my dad, right, he has a problem with sitting with his conviction, right? He has a problem with, and some people do have a problem with taking accountability, but it's not really just so much taking accountability. It's that conviction behind it. It's that heart pricking feeling of, you doing wrong. You know it. You know you wasting your time. You know how much time you've wasted. And so that conviction feeling, you want to run away from that because you don't want all these thoughts to pile up on your mind. Listen, the negative thoughts, you don't have to allow those things to control you. You can say, yeah, I did all of those things. Yes, I did all of those things. Yes, I went through all of those things. But guess what? Today is the day that I decide that I actually want to move forward. Today is the day that I actually decide that I don't want to continue doing the things that I've been doing before, because honestly, it's not helping me out. This is like mindset training that I'm telling y'all right now. And the only reason why is because you actually have to develop your mindset and you got to start looking at things in a different way in order for things to move forward. Business, success in business is spiritual. It's more spiritual than you think. And it definitely takes a good mindset, a good heart. And it takes toughness too, right? Because you going against some giants, you're going against some demons out here too, okay? So yeah, I noticed that this year, a lot of people invested into their vices and bad habits. They invested so much of their time into the Cat Williams and Club Shay Shay podcast. They invested so much of their money into different. I've never seen so many of my clients being able to afford to go to a Chris Brown concert and all of these other concerts, travel the world and all that good stuff. But then your business still hasn't made $100,000. You haven't made six figures. You haven't even made 50K. I'd be like, oh, okay. They sure took their vacation PTO time and used it for that. Couldn't be me. And you know what's so crazy? Sometimes on my 9-year entrepreneur journey, sometimes I've definitely gotten to a point where I just wanted to quit and I wanted to go right back to the workforce. I'm so serious. There has been time in my 9 years of entrepreneurship that I've actually wanted to leave this and stop writing grants for people and just go back to working because I'm like, I don't even want to take responsibility for this no more. I'm tired. I'm tired of taking responsibility. I feel like I'm taking the burden of other people's businesses. They don't even want to take their own. They don't even want to take their own, accountability for, or do their own grant writing for their own business, right? So I got demotivated too, and I didn't want to do this. But the workforce know not to have me back in there. Wanna know why? Because I won't be in there for long. Soon as I get the first 45 days worth of checks, I might give them a cool 90 days. Every dollar that I'm making, what bills? Yeah, I know the bills will be due. The rent gonna always be due, right? You're gonna have to evict me out of here and go ahead on, because when I leave here, I'm going to a better place. But every dollar I'm making right now, I'm about to put it all my eggs. I'm about to put it all into stocks here. I know that if I was to go back to the workforce, exactly where I would put my money and how I would create a whole nother bit. And I think that's why even when I went to go apply to a job and I did an interview, I was always overqualified. The person who interviewed me, I felt like they were scared that I might take their job. Because I'm asking questions on what is the business model and what is expected of this position. I'm asking questions like I run the company. No. Look, no, you can't be up in here. You're too smart. You might come in here and find out what we really doing and go out and use our money and go start your own call center. Absolutely. Actually, fun fact, I actually did that. Once I got my life insurance, I signed up for a job. Shout out to Transact. Shout out to Transact. Transact is a third-party company that sells life insurance and health insurance. I used that job to get my health insurance license. Yeah, because they was paying for it in the training. And then within the first 90 days, I made sure I went through their training to learn the system CUI, which is the software and the CMS client management software that they use in order for us, for the calls to come through and everything. Once I learned that they use CUI, then I learned about Twilio. And I said, oh, okay. I learned about different appointments and how I can get Humana and Blue Cross Blue Shield how I can carry on my appointments. Listen, by the time, when 90 days came, I was out of there. When 90 days came, because it was also it was like base plus commission. I made $10,000 off of sales already within 90 days. Left there and used that money and did a whole my own thing. Promoted myself, all kinds of stuff. And my trainer from Transact, right? She was a black woman. She was like, when I left and I told her oh, I'm doing this, and she was like, oh my God, I just knew you was, I just knew you. Yes, that's what I do. Let Capital One hire me again. Capital One gives out grants to their employees so you can start a small business. Some of y'all employees give out grants too. I don't know if y'all know about that. Let Capital One hire me again. Okay. Soon as I know exactly what y'all doing, cybersecurity, everything, I will literally develop an AI, artificial intelligence cybersecurity bot that can be integrated with all banks, fraud departments. And I will pitch to Capital One exactly what this will be, how much it will cost, how we could develop this in phases, and all that good stuff. Now my position has now went from customer service to now I'm running my own department regarding cybersecurity in Capital One. It'd be the mindset. It'd be the mindset. It'd be the mindset. Can't put me in there. Give me a job at Target. I don't care if I'm just at the door. I don't care if I'm just at the door. On the side, I'm promoting my business. I'm promoting my business. I don't care. Fire me. Cool. Because guess what? I've been working here long enough to get at least 200 clients about y'all. Yep. Some of y'all work at places where you can actually market your services and products right now. So that's why I said marketing is actually easy. And you got to be a resourceful, it's actually free. And you got to be a resourceful entrepreneur. I'm just trying to get you to look at things in a different way. I'm not trying to influence you and tell you I'm 100% right. I just want you to have a different way of looking at development. I want you to have a different way of looking at how to get money for your business. Instead of starting your entrepreneurship journey depending on a handout. Black folks always looking for a savior, huh? It's like as soon as we learned about Jesus Christ, we just been looking for a savior, huh? Jesus done already did that, bro. Jesus done already did that. It's time for you to go ahead and put in some work, because faith without work is what? Thank you. Ain't no more saviors. So, ain't no handouts. There's no easy way to business, even if you did e-commerce, even if you bought deodorant from a place and then you resold it, it's still not easy. I got clients right now that paid thousands of dollars for a whole Amazon course trying to sell on Amazon, on e-commerce and stuff like that. They've been at it for 2 years, still ain't make no money, still confused. There is no easy way to make money. You just gotta go for it. There's no easy way simply because it's the mindset. Even when it comes down to stocks, you got to understand stocks. When it comes down to day trading, you got to know how to read the candles. You got to know how when to get in and get out. When it comes down to real estate, well, so a lot of the times you got to come with assets. You got to have network. Oh, you think you can just create an ebook and sell it on Etsy? Well, then who's going to know about it? None of this is easy. Just like working your 9 to 5 ain't easy either. So you got to choose your hard. But if you're going to choose the entrepreneurship journey, start off with being a resourceful person. Look at all of what you have in your network, right? What resources and tools do you have at your disposal that you can use right now? And how do you believe that you'll be able to utilize these resources and scale yourself? And how far do you think it's going to take you? And if you notice that, all right, I could use this person. Say, for example, you got a homeboy that's from the hood. You know, he might have been a D-boy. Who knows? But he knows all these people in the city, right? They still happen to be your friend or whatever the case may be. Like, you know, you grew up with this person. And you got a barbecue pit. And you sell barbecue. Man, if you don't have your homeboy pull up in his G-Wagon, his Benz with his jury on, and do a video with him eating your pulled pork sandwiches, get the influence of the city. And then when you have the influence of the city, guess what? Everybody gonna be social media, cameras everywhere. Every time somebody come, they gonna be recording their food. Y'all know the camera eat before we do now. Use the resources and tools that is literally around you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it doesn't always take money. All right, it doesn't always take money for marketing. Sometimes you can just put yourself out there. It's not always that. It's not always money. It's not always money in this business world, for real. It's a numbers game, yes. It's a numbers game, but no, it's not. It's not always that. All right. Network connections, things like that definitely matter. All right. Y'all got any questions? We've been going on for a little minute. Yes, absolutely. I really need to connect with you. Absolutely. Let's do it. Go ahead, friend. We need this. We need this time with your spirit. Ashe, thank you. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just assisting y'all. Product management is something that I definitely wanted us to like dive deeper into, and that's pretty much everything I'm talking about right now. Like if you have a product or service, you need to know what that lifespan of that product or service looks like. Simple as that. How important is it to have a business account for these grants? Very important. You actually can't get a grant. Like you can't, if you're going for a small business grant, they will not put the money in your account unless you have a business bank account. And a business bank account is like, you could go like you can go get it just by having an LLC and an EIN. Like once you have your LLC and EIN, just like go to the bank and go get a business bank account. Let me guess, what's the best bank to go to, right? Y'all always ask me that question. The best bank to go to is the bank that you prefer. Because none of the banks got money. The only bank that I like, if we're talking about like a generalized bank, is Chase. Chase is the only bank that I like. JP Morgan Chase, you know what I mean? They're a very big investment group as well, so it just kind of makes sense. But other than that, any local credit union, it's fine. Take a look at the incentives and the offers that they give. But having a business bank account is what's needed in order for you to get the grant funded. They will not send it to your personal account. They won't. They will not. Okay, doke. Any other questions that you all might have? It's a whole new list of grants that's coming out, I believe, on Monday, which I'm really excited about. So obviously I'll be back on here on Monday going over some amazing, all these grants. I'm looking at the list now. It looks like they're trying to update it. Yeah, but what other questions do you guys have regarding grants and things like that? Because we went over a lot. I went over how to search and apply to grants. I actually physically searched for grants for y'all. You guys notice that on average, you all have about 300 opportunities available, right? So keep in mind that I'm a grant writer. In 2025, what I'm doing is I'm switching up my grant writing service because I have a lot to do and I only want to service clients that are serious. Yeah. So with that being said, and also I love y'all. I don't want to say it in this way. I love y'all so much. I love y'all so much. I love the startups. I love you guys so much, but I'm tired. And you're gonna have to look at all of my old videos and stuff like that in order for you to really have understanding of how this works. Because the conversations in 2025 are no longer going to be startup grants. All 2025, I will be talking about grants for seasoned businesses and tech companies. Reason being is because tech is the new world. Tech is the new world. It's the new world. And if you want to know what industry gets the most grants and the highest ticket grants, it is tech. If you have a fintech product, a software, a app, if you are developing a physical technical tool, then yes, next year I'm gonna be talking about a whole bunch of incubators, accelerator programs, different stuff like that. I want to increase and broaden my audience. You guys, I want to bring in more people in our audience and in our live streams here that are seasoned. You know what I mean? That are seasoned. So, okay. All right. Uh, what about training? Well, all the training is in here. I don't know. Like I show you everything you need to know. We can go over it, Teal Foster. We can go over the whole entire thing all over again if you want me to. I can explain to you how to search and apply to grants. But when you're saying training, like I don't know what you mean, because I'm here in Nigeria and I'm building a hospital software. I don't have time. I don't have time. Also in 2024, I did not get enough clients that I thought that I would. I did not meet my goals. I gained a lot of subscribers this year. And when I retargeted my clients, especially at the beginning of this year, when I retargeted like all over 700 of those startups that, I helped them with applying to the grants earlier this year. When I retargeted y'all with like, my services and things like that, I sent out, I'm being fully transparent. Me and my team, we sent out 3,000 text messages. 3,000 text messages. Out of the 3,000 text messages, right? I only got like 2 or 3 clients clients that was like, oh, okay, yes. I remember that I had signed up, I saw you on YouTube, or I remember that I signed up for your grant writing services once before. 3,000. I only got 2 or 3. I think it was like 2 or 3. It wasn't a lot. And I was like, Sending out 3,000 text messages cost me $410. The 3 people that signed up for my services, they spent $47 for my consultation. But they did not, and I think only one of them purchased the $300 business plan. So, yeah, me my money back, but I didn't profit enough to pay my team who sent out the messages. So I'm giving you an insight of, and if you look at that, right, if you take a look at that number and that ratio and that, if you take a look at that, right, I clearly understand why there are not, why there, like, how can I say this without like sounding kind of biased? Most small black business owners, right? Because my audience is mainly black business owners. Let's be real. So most small black business owners do not go for these opportunities. And even though you know about them, 3,000 text messages went out. 3,000 individuals know about grants just in my database alone. But, didn't take advantage of the offer, and didn't even respond, and or didn't even like ask for any additional information. Even if you are applying to grants yourself, in the text message we ask like if you had any questions or concerns, but like no responses. Is wild. It's wild. So when I understand that most black business owners are not taking advantage of these grant opportunities, but when you have a law put in place like they're taking the money away from diverse, equity, inclusion opportunities under this new presidential administration, well, I mean, like, we wasn't really applying for them anyway. I actually judged a grant this year. I can't tell you which one. I judged a few of them, but I judged a really big grant. Um, I can't tell you who. And on the back end, right? They can see like how many of y'all have like unsubmitted applications. Like you started the application and you didn't finish it. Data tells them that. Data. Okay. So we can't be offended when they are not allowing, when they are taking money from diverse equity inclusion opportunities. We can't be offended. We just have to persevere. And we just, for the ones who really want it, you got to go for it. Doesn't mean that there won't be any grant opportunities, right? Obviously, there's going to be grant opportunities. But that just means that now when you're going for funding, whether it's grants, loans, lines of credit, credit cards, investment capital, incubators, accelerator programs, scholarships, you know, when we're going for these, and even crowdfunding, right? When we're going for these opportunities, you're going to be competing against, like I always say, the rich, the well-connected, and the smartest. I didn't say, obviously, it's going to be all races, genders, ethnic groups, and sexualities. But the key thing to this is you will be in competition of the rich, which have influence and personal interest in anything that they do. The well-connected, personal interest. If that grant, if the person who's giving out that grant just so happens to know somebody, most likely they already have a personal interest to give that grant to that person. And then 3, I'm sorry, I just started reading it. Training in renewable energy. Oh, okay. I've had to message directly to share my overall. It just came up. Sorry. I had to message directly to share my overall plan. Okay. So, what about training in renewable energy? Are you talking about getting a grant for training in renewable energy? I mean, like, yeah, you can get a grant for whatever it is. Hmm. You just need to go for it. And then, like, you might need to go for one of those accelerators and incubators. You need to go for, okay, a grant for training in renewable energy. So, do you need money to do training in renewable energy? Or are you want a grant to start a business to teach those, to train others about renewable energy development, things like that? Right? Because if you need money for your own training, then no. Can't start off asking for a handout. You better invest in your own future, bro. Like that's literally how what they gonna tell you. Unfortunately, they'll say it in a professional way, but in so many words, that's exactly what they're saying. I have an intelligent podcast, The Real OGs. How can I contact you? We can help each other. I live in Africa, and I mean, I you have my contact now. What do you want? Like, look, what do you want? We live on YouTube. Anything. I'm fully transparent. I'm fully transparent about everything, right? So go ahead. If you want to collaborate, just say that. And just let me know how we would collaborate. Would it be a Zoom? What date and time? Keep in mind that I live here in Nigeria and I'm doing a lot. So, just let me know when. I don't charge. I do collabs for free. I don't believe in doing it. Right. So if you want me to be on your podcast, that's absolutely fine. I'll be on there for free through a Zoom call. Yeah. So yeah, I hope I answered the question. Okay, I'm starting a training program for renewable energy, etc. Okay, so you're starting a training program for renewable energy. Okay, yeah. So if you're starting a training program, then yes, you can actually get a grant for that. Visit grantwatch.com. Matter of fact, I can type it up right here. Are you located? Where are you located? Let's go ahead and find a few grants for you. I'll show you through grantwatch.com exactly how many grants are available. But once I show you how many grants are available to you, I mean, then at that moment, you got to take it from there. I do have monthly grant writing subscriptions, but at this moment, I think I'm going to close it. Yeah. Detroit. All right. Let's see. You're in Detroit. All right. Detroit, Michigan. All right, there we go. All right, and there we go. You are in renewable energy, so let's say community development as well. That's kind of like that too. Let's see, energy. Um, and as you can see, sorry, let me show you. Right. I'm clicking all of the ones that serve in your favor. Okay, your state is Michigan because you're in Detroit. Then energy, entrepreneur startup. I'm pretty sure you're entrepreneur startup. What else we got in here? And that will be it. Yep, that would be it. All right, so you qualify for 4 out of the 4 categories. We're going to click search for grants. There you have it. There's 186 grants available out here for you being out there in Michigan, and because you're like in renewable energy. So all kinds of good stuff. So all you need to do is come here to grantwatch.com, use the search engines like I did, find all 186 grants, go through each of these grants and create a spreadsheet of the ones that serve in your favor and go ahead and apply to them. Okay. So you can do that. And enjoy. I have a 3-tier grant writing subscription where I can apply to grants for you every month, but it's a monthly subscription and it requires you to have a 2-month commitment. I only want serious business owners. I don't want startups. The reason why is because startups cannot commit to a monthly subscription because you need to start generating revenue in your business first before you decide to, add on to your business overhead. You need to get comfortable with your business overhead. So for those of you who are a seasoned business, and you understand the trajectory and the importance and the awareness, you have clear understanding and awareness of grants. I have 3 different grant writing tiers. Okay. So this is not for my startups. Please do not sign up for this. Okay. All right. So, you have I will apply to 5 grants for you on a monthly basis for $150. All right. That requires a 2-month commitment. It comes with 2 consultations, a consultation before, so I can send you the 5 grants I chose for you. We can go over those 5 grants, and a consultation after, which is a grant debrief. And we go over the 5 grants and what you need to expect the next month, and when we should check our emails and stuff. You get a grant summary list. All right. I'll show you what the grant summary list looks like. This grant summary list is a spreadsheet that literally outlines like the 5 grants that I've chosen for you, the progress, so the status of the actual service and all of that good stuff. Okay, so there you go. Here is what the grant summary list actually looks like. All right, so I'll put the name of the grant here, the status. You will actually get this grant summary list in our first consultation. That way you can refer back to this spreadsheet to give yourself reassurance and clarity on where I am in your grant writing process. I will change this grant status progress to in progress or completed once I am done. Now you'll actually get the application link to the grants that I applied to for you, and then I will also put in here the application deadline date and then the date that you need to check your email. Here in the notes is where I would actually put the direct links to your screen recording video. I record my screen when I am applying to grants for you, me and my team, so that way you will have proof that the actual service was completed, and also you can have some education and reassurance on how you can apply to grants yourself. I'm only applying to with tier 1. I'm only applying to 5 grants for you, right? So that means that you have 25 other grants that you need to apply to in that month if you are going to follow along with my influence, which is apply to 1 grant a day. If you apply to 30 grants in a month, you should get approved to 2, all right? The second tier is when I apply to 15 grants for you for $3.99 a month. It's kind of like my client's favorite right now. And then that's like, it comes with the 2 consultations. You join a Facebook group, which I've revamped the whole entire thing. You get a Facebook group, and then that's where we share our wins. We share different grants, and you have a sense of community. The 2 consultations, like I said, and I'm applying to 15 grants. All right, and if you break it down, that's like $26 a grant, not even that. And then the tier 3 is $5.99 a month. That's when I'm applying to 1 grant a day for you. I'm applying to 30 grants for you in a month. It's $5.99 a month. It's a monthly subscription. Comes with the 2 consultations. Comes with the Facebook community. And it also comes with a personalized WhatsApp chat. Because I'm traveling the world and I'm doing so much humanitarian work, I use WhatsApp to communicate with everybody, including my mama. So WhatsApp is where you and I would communicate consistently because I'm applying to so many grants. You will get a lot of correspondence. So I would have to be in constant communication with you. I have a limit to that tier three, and I only have 3 spots available, and I'm not opening it back up until like probably somebody falls off. Okay, because it takes a lot of my energy, and you guys know that I'm also building the hospital software, doing all kinds of different stuff too out here in Nigeria, so I don't have time. It's pretty stressful. So I only have 3 spots left for the tier three. And then you have those, the other ones, tier one and tier two, right? So it starts at 150, 399, 599. That's my grant writing subscription. It's a monthly subscription. It's a commitment that you have to make for your business, right? It's hiring a grant writer on your team, someone who will consistently apply to opportunities when you don't have the time to, all right? So, yeah, the types of grants that will be applied to depends on the business, right? Obviously, the business goals and the tier. I mean, if you're doing the tier one and you're doing the 5 grants, right? Then, well, all right, you're gonna get, so these grants, they might be like, one, I don't apply to grants less than like $3,000, so let's start there. But these grants might be like like random raffles. They might be like they're gonna be like all different types of grants, right? But then when we're getting to like tier two and tier three, well, usually my clients in tier two, they are like seasoned businesses and they are pretty established. So the type of grants I can go for like seasoned business grants. I can go for grants in their industry, and then I can also sometimes go for startup grants too, depending on what phase they are in their company. And then you have like tier three is usually for my seasoned business owners or just my go-getters, my hustlers, the people, even if they're starting a business, but they do have the money to be able to afford this, the tier three project. And those are the ones who are like militant and serious, and they are very aggressive about getting funding for their projects. So the clients that I have in tier three, the types of grants that we're applying to are more high ticket. They're more like, let's say, seasoned and guaranteed in a way because we're going for like those local specific grants that pretty much once you have submitted the application, it's like a first come first serve type of opportunity. So yeah, it's levels to this, levels to my levels to the grant world, just like it's levels to my program. You guys have that information there. You can visit superchargemybusiness.com, give you some more information, insight there. We're coming in the last few days, so I want to offer you guys to do like a free grant class, like a free grant Zoom. I really want to do that. I haven't done like a Zoom, like a free Zoom class in a minute because I've just been like having my Zoom classes here on YouTube. So tomorrow I'm going to come on here briefly and I will have a full Zoom link for you guys and I'll explain to you how you can just hop into my free class. This free class, we're going to go all things grants, all things business foundations, everything that you need to know. And then any questions that you might have regarding my services and how to sign up and all that good stuff, then that's like the perfect time for you to ask me. It's just like more personalized. We have a more personalized chat. So I'll drop the link to that tomorrow. So that way you guys can join me in a private Zoom. So we can just like kind of really talk even more, and dive deeper in even more. Okay. Kind of like a free grant class, like which I do a free grant class almost every day here on YouTube, but I don't know. I think some of y'all just need a Zoom link in order for you to comprehend. So I will offer that too. Okay. All right. Other than that, you guys, I feel like we went over a lot. We've been on this Zoom call. We've been on live for a little minute. I really do appreciate you guys spending time with me all the way up until now. You can always book a one-on-one consultation with me if you want clarity and reassurance on, how to like get some money for your business, how to get started, right? And what mindset you should be in. So, and I got some really good resources and tools and people that I can connect you with. Okay. So I've been all around the world. So book a $47 one-on-one consultation with me. Visit superchargemybusiness.com or you can text the word grants. All right. Text the word grants to my number 855-731-1487. Or you can tap on the title of this live stream and you can go through the description and I have my actual link there. Okay. I have my actual link there for you So you can book the $47 call right there, then and there. You don't even have to, go to my website or text me or anything like that, okay? Hey, hey. Yes, you are so welcome. I'm so happy that you guys got so much game, so much knowledge. We didn't really talk about this live. I didn't talk about the BOI situation because my live from yesterday, we talked about that. But I will dive deeper into that, and other things that you need to have in place going into 2025 in the Zoom call. All right, that's why the Zoom call is going to be more of that private space, and it's going to serve as something different than what I deliver on YouTube. All right, cool. Any last questions before we get out of here? I'm gonna give y'all a nice little 2 minutes. Any last questions? This was fun. I got Hello Skip to find my BOI. You recommended Hello Skip. Hey, Rachel. And I love them. Previously not loved them. Awesome. That's really great. What time does your live usually start? Because I feel like I've missed it. Oh, yeah. I usually start, so it's 3 p.m. my time. So that's I think 10 a.m. Sometimes it's 10 a.m. Eastern. Yeah. But turn on push notifications so that way, no matter what, when I go on live, it'll notify you. So that way you can just come. Because it should notify you as soon as I get on live. You should be notified. You should be notified. I missed a lot. I love you guys. Thanks. Just chimed in. You're welcome. The number, okay, so 855, I'll put it in the chat for now. 855 731 1487. I'm going to put it in the description for y'all. I'm putting it in here. Okay, 855. Oh, what number is, okay. Text hashtag grants to 855 731 1487. Okay, there you go, my loves. Okay, text me anytime. Me and my team, we always we up when y'all sleep. We up when y'all sleep, so we always researching. We're always here. Okay, we're always here. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Okay. Peace and blessings, you guys. I don't want to take up any more of your Saturday, right? This is literally your last Saturday of the year. So I'm your last Saturday of 2024. So enjoy this. I really do appreciate you guys spending time with me. The fact that you did spend your time with me and watch me and just get the ability to learn and some encouragement. Maybe this was your calling. Maybe this is what you needed. So I encourage you to take the step forward even more and book a one-on-one consultation with me, because it's different when I'm talking to you through live, but it's cool for us to have this like this, but it's so much better when it's me and you personally on a Zoom call, and you get to express to me exactly what's going on. And then I'm not a judgmental person. Like I said, I'm not perfect. So I'm going to be transparent with you as well. Right? And then I'm the type of person that I will bring all of my resources and network to you so you can flourish. And I do that. So, okay. I believe we can do it. All right. I enjoy you guys. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys tomorrow. Same time tomorrow, which I think is 9 a.m. Eastern time. Don't quote me, but I'll just pre-schedule it so you guys can see it. And then we'll be on here tomorrow. Okay. Enjoy your last Saturday of the year. Peace and blessings, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Bye.